It often has
Test,
red.
test.
Yes.
Did that? Okay. All right. Hopefully that's good. My mic was accidentally muted.
You're very loud. The reception is very high.
I don't know how to turn it down.
It should be in your audio settings in the lower right. You should be able to lower the fidelity or lower the intake for the.
Sorry, guys. This is the most exciting part of the stream, of course. I don't.
You have to. It's not going to be a YouTube thing. It's going to be a system thing.
Oh, you want me to go into here?
And it'll be the microphone setting within your system.
Not this one. Oop.
It is.
Is it muted again? No.
No, we can hear you, but it's that.
Okay. All right. How's that? Test, test.
Bring it down a little bit further.
Test, test.
It's better. You could probably go lower yet. Your voice is coming through very clearly. Our odds and ends noises are not coming through as much. So
Okay.
hopefully they won't hear me chewing on my charcuterie board over there this time.
All right. Well, let us know if you can hear too much Adam chewing. We're just getting some. Hello, everybody. We're getting volume situations situated. So do let us know if something's too loud or you can hear Adam chewing on his homemade charcuterie board. What are you drinking?
I am drinking a variation of the Lucky Clover tonight.
Ooh, it smells like Play-Doh.
There is gin and blue alcohol that tastes like orange and lemon and chartreuse and
Chartreuse.
chartreuse
Chartreuse is a color.
and an alcohol.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sorry if I'm blowing my nose tonight because it was warm. I was outside a lot today and there's no pollen, but the air is kind of dusty. So
Now, let's just be honest. You haven't been outside for 6 months.
Yeah.
You're now allergic to the outside.
I've just been inside for so long that I've forgotten how to breathe outside air. And my body just has a negative reaction to it. Alrighty. I have like no theme for tonight. There's hay fever. There would be hay fever if there was anything growing. There's nothing growing to pollinate. Like I'm very allergic to pollen. There's no pollen. Everything is still absolutely dead out in our yard. All grass, all trees, all everything. But it's warm today. So, but yes, I do not know what the theme is tonight. I didn't even know we were going to do this tonight until halfway through the day. So I didn't even think of something that I want to start with, honestly. I know Firelight's
Let's do
bring up Bigfoot. Yeah, no, I knew Bigfoots were going to happen. No, I'm not doing a theme of Bigfoot. It's not happening. There's no Bigfoot theme.
How about little feet? Do hobbits?
Hobbits have like rarely large feet, though.
But it's proportionate to their body, but overall, no. So you can be anti-Bigfoot and draw pictures of things with small feet, like comparatively hobbits. You could also do other random things that have small feet. Ants have small feet. Maybe like
ants also don't have toes, which makes their feet easier to draw. Everybody wants me to draw feet, does not understand that feet are hard to draw. Hands are hard. Feet are harder. That's why I always draw people wearing shoes.
All right. Firelight does have some unhinged suggestions for us. Number 1 being a possum as a red shirt from Star Trek.
Now, I'm very curious about the logistics of this. Would this possum actually die, as all red shirts must, or would they just be pretending to be dead as a clever plan to avoid getting shot at some more? I need to know. All right, that kind of, I'm not drawing that exactly, but it gave me an idea. So I'm going to start drawing the idea while people settle in. Firelight starts sharing their unhinged thoughts more.
So the possum is a red shirt, and they get killed every episode, and there's no comment on it, and they're in every episode, despite having died in the previous episode.
I mean, that does happen with a couple of extras on Star Trek. Yes, Nigel?
Firelight suggests constantly pretending the red shirts are all one person, but no one catches on. I also say hello to Nigel.
He's in a very talky mood tonight.
It is sad. Firelight, no one notices the red shirts. Ah, we have a Jennifer Hodge. Welcome, Jennifer.
I don't know if Jennifer has really been to many of our streams.
I do not recognize them. They should write in the chat what they imagine we are up to here.
Whatever you guess, you're going to be wrong.
And we can, once they guess, we can confirm and or deny.
I don't know why this idea popped into my head that I'm drawing right now. I mean, I kind of do, but like the minute I saw Firelight's suggestion, this popped into my head instead. Like random.
Jennifer admits to being a lurker. They are Bunny on Discord.
I see.
Quality lurking.
Well, I'm glad you've decided to take a break from your lurking ways and say hi.
Well, to be precise, actually they said, "Hey, y'all."
Oh, sorry. We've been watching too much actually.
Because Adam needed encouragement to be pedantic.
Pedantic?
Yeah, that's what I said. All right. Unhinged suggestion number 2 from Firelight. Jack from Iron Flame as a giant panda, because somehow giant pandas continue to survive.
This idea that I'm drawing is like so weird and random, and nobody's going to want this postcard. Somebody's going to get this postcard and they'll be like, oh, I got that one. That's disappointing.
Firelight mentions the name Jennifer Hodge is familiar, but not sure from where. Firelight, did you stalk them in a previous life? Or Jennifer, perhaps you are a author of ill repute from somewhere?
I'm pretty sure that Jennifer Hodge's name is Jennifer Hodge on Patreon.
Ah, so if you dutifully listen to Julian's Patreon thanks, you may have noticed the Jennifer Hodge at the end.
Or perhaps interacted in the comment section of one of my patron-only videos.
You know, a possibility. Also, Giant pandas are big and round, like Julian's favorite drawing.
It is true. I do like to draw big, round things.
So yeah, dialing that input parameter down makes my chewing much quieter. You can only rarely hear me chewing. Still, it would be enough to trigger anyone who has that synesthesia.
No, that synesthesia is when you see sounds. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what it is when the other people's chewing really bothers you.
Yeah.
Nigel, rather than yelling, you could just come over here, buddy. His favorite thing to do right now is to like yell at you because he's not like sitting on your lap as though that is somehow your fault. Yeah, see, bud, come up here. You could, what you want is to be snuggling. So come up and snuggle. Yeah, come on. Yep, here we go. Come on, get those old cat muscles going. There we go.
In Nigel's defense, that was not a yell. That was a very soft trill.
There you go, ridiculous Methuselah cat. By the way, he had a vet appointment yesterday, and the tech who drew his blood was like, he is the perfect animal to be named Nigel. He's the most Nigel animal that I have seen. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. He is the Nigeliest.
Yes, sir.
Also, there was a dog at the office named Bagel. Bagel was a 1-year-old golden retriever, and he was just very happy to just be alive and existing, and so cute. Although he was extremely distrustful of the scale. They tried to get him on the scale, and he wouldn't put all 4 of his feet on it because he was convinced that something bad was going to happen if all 4 of his feet were on the scale. It was very cute. All right. Yeah. Here's my first drawing. I don't know why Firelight Suggestion inspired this, but for whatever reason, the moment you said it, I got this just flash of a mental image of a possum just like waking up in the morning all tired and groggy, and they're a Star Trek fan. So they're wearing a Star Trek shirt to bed, and they have a Star Trek mug. Don't ask for logic. I don't know why that popped into my head, but that was like immediate mental image right there.
All right. So there's number 1. How many do we have to go?
7 more because I had
7
8 total.
total or 8 total?
8 total, 7 more to draw.
All right. We have no theme, but we do have suggestions. The third suggestion from Firelight is the Winter Soldier as either a Quokka or a Narwhal.
What? A quokka? Those little
Maybe.
brown
I have
critters
no
with fangs?
idea. I've never seen these letters arranged like this before.
Wait, I had follow-up questions about Jack from Fourth Wing as a panda. What about what about it would make him specifically Jack? Since we have some little description of like what any of the characters wear or anything, like what features would the panda have that would make him be Jack? If you have any thoughts on that.
They seem to be a smidge behind, suggesting that they feel like Bagel should be named reserved for beagles.
You'd think that, but you didn't meet Bagel the golden retriever. He was a very bagely dog. My money's on that he was named that because he like ate one like his first day home or something. Just like stole a whole bagel. He was big, he was dumb, he was sweet. He came over by me, he was adorable.
The Firelight suggests the panda is dour and rides a zombie dragon.
Zombie dragon is getting harder to draw. Also, Jack didn't. His dragon was still alive for a while. It eventually died, but he doesn't give a fuck about his dragon. Like, I don't think his dragon came back as a zombie or anything. His dragon just wandered around for a while, and then I think Violet killed it because Violet does everything. Nothing happens in that universe unless Violet does it. But yeah, I don't think he ever got to ride on a zombie dragon, canonically. Technically, his dragon could be a zombie, I suppose. I don't think we've seen him ride a wyvern either, because he just like friggin' hangs out in the prison basically the whole time we see him.
Rubbing his hands manically.
I have an idea, again, going off the rails here. Keep making suggestions. I have more drawings to do, so.
All right, welcome, Cat and Dress. Excuse me. We have no real theme yet tonight, but we do have 6 more to go after the current drawing. Feel free to throw out any suggestions for a custom postcard, or if you want to encourage us towards a specific theme, such as Bigfoot or anti-Bigfoot, you may feel free to throw those suggestions at us as well.
Anti-Bigfoot would just be me finding ways to avoid drawing feet at all.
No, tiny feet.
That's not anti-Bigfoot then.
Yeah, small feet is the opposite of big feet. Or you could draw things with no feet. You could draw little like BB? I forgot the little droid's newest droid soccer ball name.
BB-8.
BB-8. There we go. Could be BB-8 or a hover droid or.
I was gonna say something. What was it? I can't remember. I forgot. Oh, I'm going to claim that every drawing I do is a picture of Bigfoot. He's just so blurry that you can't see him. He's in every single drawing.
All right. Firelight confirms that a walk-up is the little furry wombat thing that's super friendly.
Don't they have like fangs? Or am I thinking of a different brown critter?
Test. Say something.
Something.
Our audio quality is getting distorted from my side. Is that just me? Is anyone else having that issue? Mentions they're unhinged. Idea number 4, which is the cats from Cats as Dogs.
I have to wonder what breed of cat of dogs everyone would be, because cats are just kind of like by color, really. Test. Does it sound weird?
It does.
Jennifer agrees that the sound is weird. What is going on tonight? What does it sound like?
It is better at the moment. I will keep an ear out on it. We are improved for right now.
Okay. Hopefully it will stay that way. Hopefully it will stay improved. I got a lot of postcards.
Hopefully it was just a poor connection with the USB port. They missed your response to the cats from Cats as Dogs.
Oh, like what breeds of dogs would they be? Considering that cats mostly is just like different colors, but dogs, a lot more to do with breeds. Like most of those cats were just like mutts, I guess. Don't you look so grumpy,
there's
Nigel?
a tuxedo cat, and wasn't there an orange?
Yeah, I mean there's different colors of cats. That's what I said. None of those are breeds.
I think there were Siamese cats.
There was a Siamese cat.
There weren't
one.
two.
There was just one.
Uh,
I was kind of a cats connoisseur as a child.
yes, as a child.
I haven't watched it in a really long time.
Oh, I thought you meant just cats in general.
Oh no, I meant Cats the musical.
Which is why you're being pedantic about breeds.
No, I mean like in Cats the musical, the cats are there's only, as far as I know, one like distinctive breed that you can tell what it is, and that is the single Siamese.
Firelight suggests they could all be mutt doggies, because street dogs. All right. We need
Check something real
perhaps a theme. We could do it is spring and plants are starting to grow. We could do characters as plants and flowers.
Oh gosh, I'm real bad at drawing. Why do I do postcard strips if I'm so bad at drawing everything? I'm awful at all of it. Anyway, I drew a portrait of Bagel from the vet with a bagel. How I imagine he got his name.
Two down, 6 to go. You've not done quite of any of Firelight's unhinged ideas.
No, I
which
just keep
are
popping off in my own direction, pinging off all over the place.
a possum red shirt, not a possum Trekkie. Jack as a giant panda. Winter Soldier as a narwhal a narwhal or a quokka. The cats from Cats as dogs. And I've got the general theme suggestion of random characters as plants and flowers.
Maybe my brain's just in a weird place tonight, like nothing's sticking. It's just pinging off in weird directions. It's too bad Cassie's not here. She could help entertain in these spaces where I'm thinking.
Could you do cute little fishies?
Fishies? Why fishies?
Because it's not something you often do.
Fishes are not the most expressive of animals, but they're also fairly easy to
When you
draw.
watch Finding Nemo, they can be pretty expressive.
When you give them big Disney eyeballs, I guess.
The fifth unhinged suggestion from Firelight is SpongeBob, the gas squatch, living in his fin apple under the sea with his roommate, handsome Squidward.
That sounds like a fan fiction. That sounds like something you got to go write. It sounds unhinged enough to be the fan fiction. It probably already is a fan fiction, honestly.
How are you trying to correct me here, Firelight?
Fine apple, I think, is like to suggest that everyone there is fine. He lives in a fine apple under the sea.
The gas squatch and handsome Squidward live in the fine apple.
Yes, I think that is what we're going for, would be my guess. Oh, my brain is just like meh tonight. I should have come up with a theme before.
Water Pokemon.
Water Pokemon?
Yes.
Alright, I'm going to start drawing a water Pokemon and maybe it'll shake my brain loose.
I can come shake your brain.
I know you could.
Welcome, Rasocor C, You are maybe late, but we have quite a night ahead of us. Julian's brain is grinding slowly at the moment.
Yep.
We
Let's,
don't have a core theme, and we are on the third of 8 postcards.
My brain is definitely doing that thing where the hamster is running on the wheel, but nothing's firing.
Firelight suggests maybe other giant pandas, or perhaps more fake mon.
Fakemon has potential.
We could do different characters as fake mon. Maybe a Bigfoot fake mon.
I'm kind of surprised that they haven't used more, like, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Wow, brain is just not working. Like, folklore monsters. What's the word for that? Adam?
Folklore?
Folklore monsters. There's a name for it. And my brain is just left without notice. Somebody will tell me in the chat. Adam will keep burping.
That's right. I'm the Burposaurus Rex. You should maybe draw that. The Burposaurus.
Boy, this is the ugliest version of this adorable Pokemon that's ever existed. I'm bad at drawing. Yeah, somebody take away my pencil. The universe just tried to, because I just yeeted it. The universe is like, yeah, you're right. You are pretty bad at this.
Alright, we're getting a couple other suggestions here. An Iguanodon fake mon. Let's see. Got a grass type giant panda who's actually Jack Evil laughing.
Would Jack be a grass type? I feel like he wouldn't. Probably be. I feel like he would be an electric type. Although I could have fun and make him like based off of an orange, because Jack is allergic to oranges, which came up not at all in the most recent book, even though we actually actively see a character like eating an orange and it seems like it's going to be something and then it never is.
What is the closest thing to a orange move in Pokemon or an orange type attack?
Probably electric.
So what is electric super effective against?
Water.
So then Jack would be water. Because he's allergic to electric / orange.
I was going to say he'd probably be water because Violet would be an electric type, honestly. And Jack's definitely not vulnerable to ground because he was killed by falling rocks and he walked it off.
We are getting a suggestion of cryptids as a potential theme.
Cryptid, that's the word I was looking for.
Oh, never mind. That is the theme. That's the word you were looking for. We have an expansion of the Iguanodon fake mon because they have a signature move of Thumb War. And Firelight does recall they once suggested an ice type Bigfoot as William Shatner.
That's a little. That's a few too many things. I feel like I put some things back. Ice type Bigfoot, also William Shatner.
I mean,
so an ice type Bigfoot that's like really full of itself and thinks it's the best thing ever.
Yes, and is overacting, or an ice type fuzzy William Shatner.
You know, the hilarious thing is he didn't even really start overacting until the movies. Like the any overacting he did in the show was just the level of acting that everybody was doing in a very campy TV show. But like, it wasn't until like the movies, and especially like the later movies, where he started to have a lot more control, where he actually started doing the things that he's like so famous for.
See. Firelight suggests that's how Jack became. How we show the panda is Jack. Excuse me, turning his nose up at oranges. They just think a giant fake panda would be grass type.
Just the panda by itself would definitely be grass type, because you know the bamboo and everything.
Yeah, but that's actually not their food source. It's actually not very nutritious.
Yeah, but we don't know what their original food source was because it's gone. So
It's not grass. So
I'm sure it was some kind of animal, since they have teeth that are carnivore teeth, but we don't know what it is, and it's gone.
Maybe it was the dodo birds.
Maybe they were dodo birds in China.
The ice type Shatner Bigfoot is fighting the Gorn. What move would Shatner use against the Gorn, and what move would the Gorn use?
I used rock throw at first. It didn't work.
And Crasticor says it doesn't matter if the grass is not nutritious if there is a shit ton of it. I wonder what they were like when they were predators. Like, I assume they were not always this girthy. I assume it was their addiction to large quantities of grass that made them girthy.
Well, they don't eat grass. They eat bamboo.
Yeah, because bamboo is not a grass.
I didn't think it was like a grass.
It belongs to the grass family.
It's not the kind of grass that gets you high.
I know, but it was a double entendre, dear. A joke.
Alright, well, I drew a couple of Pokemon. They're water Pokemon, as Adam suggested. They're friends. They're cute. Also, there's a very shitty drawing of both of those kinds of Pokemon. I wanted to draw Meryl, because when I was a kid, it was really exciting when we were getting Generation 2, because yes, I'm that old. I'm a Gen 1 kid. Like, I came to it naturally, because Generation 1 was the only thing that was friggin' out when I was a kid. So Generation 2 was coming, and we were going to get new Pokemon, and we got really excited about Meryl, because he was a little ball, and he was blue. Maybe I just need to not talk so much?
I don't know. I was trying to. It's not as bad as it was.
Okay.
I tried turning off my own headset to see if it was an issue. There is a little bit of crackle still.
Okay.
You
Weird.
are understandable, though.
That's weird. Tonight is cursed. It's probably because of the blood moon.
Giant pandas have no predators. That's why they're not dead. But they used to be a predator. Well, Julian hypothesizes that they.
I'm not alone. A lot of people hypothesize that. But also, I just glanced at the chat and I see practice or whatever mentioning seeing Donphan for the first time. And yes, I was also extremely excited about Donphan, and I was like, I want one immediately. And then it turned out to be kind of a mediocre Pokemon, but I still have a very soft spot in my heart for Donphan.
All right. So what would you like to see Donphan do? We have an Ice type William Shatner, perhaps as a Yeti or Sasquatch doing battle with a Gorn.
I'm running with another idea.
I don't know. Julian has another idea.
I am bouncing off of somebody else's idea. Just kind of doing my own thing again, as I have been tonight.
Firelight hypothesizes that we're being plagued tonight with audio issues because Julian hasn't drawn their Sasquatch yet.
Well, then I guess we're going to be plagued with audio issues for the rest of time.
or any of their suggestions.
This one's coming closest.
Sigh. I have finished my drink.
Oh, that is too bad.
That's one of the sad things about the high octane cocktails is they're often small. He's like, I even thought the possum and the panda were easy too, and you still won't draw them.
I drew a possum. He was Star Trek related. Star Trek adjacent.
We could do a Pokemon in the roller derby. A roller derby Pokemon.
What fairy type? What type of Pokemon would be in the roller derby?
That is an excellent question, because there are some that would be like really good blockers, and there are others that would be like more agile and nimble. And of course, you'd have to say their special moves aren't allowed in the derby. Prasicor thinks that roller derby would be fairy fighting type.
Yeah, that seems the most obvious for sure.
Prasicor says that it's probably contradictory, but it's what it should be.
There's fairy fighting types, I think. At least one.
Let us check.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm not as much of an expert on Pokemon.
Julian and prove her wrong.
Chat Julian. What's Chat Julian?
Fact check. Oh, gotta type. Fairy fighting type.
There may very well not be one.
Examples of fairy fighting type Pokemon are Iron Valiant, exclusive to Pokemon Violet, Gardevoir, with certain evolution conditions, and Galade, again, with certain evolution conditions. So there's only one that is legitimately a fairy fighting type, which is Iron Valiant, and the others are like maybe fairy fighting.
I don't even remember which one Iron Valiant is. I'm not as up to date on the new Pokemon. I was more up to date than most of my friends who are like, they're like stopped at Generation 2 and they're like, I don't know these new Pokemon. And I'm like, guys, there's so many. Which one is Iron Valiant? Oh, okay. So that one's also kind of a special one. So I guess fairy fighting is pretty special.
See, did the chat come up with any on their own? Prasicor C suggests that Chat Julian is the successor to Chat GPT.
It just asks me. And then I get really annoyed because I want it to stop asking me things.
Firelight asks if the derby is where the gym teacher Pokemon are.
It's where all the cool girl Pokemon are.
Aww.
What?
We also have a suggestion that Nigel could be the fairy fighting type.
Aw, he's not a fighter. Even slightly. Nigel, if you were a Pokemon, he would be a dark type. That's pretty easy. He would evolve with friendship. You'd have to have high friendship, and then he would evolve, and he's a dark type.
Prasicor says Gen 2 really did seem so special. By Gen 3, that's when you realize, like, oh, I guess new Pokemon are just a thing every now and again.
Yep. And they just keep coming up with more, and I don't mind. I tend to like new Pokemon. I tend to play the new game, and I make a rule that I can only use new Pokemon because I want to try them out and check it out. But like, I'm not as obsessed as I was when I was a child because I don't have time to be obsessed. My brain only has so much space for video games, and Dragon Age lives there.
So the chat is adjusting slightly and maybe suggests Nigel as a dark fairy type.
He could potentially be a dark fairy type. You a fairy type, Nigel? Just going to sleep.
By 2100, there'll be more Pokemon than species of extant mammal.
As it should be. All right. So I kind of ran with a couple of ideas and made a fake Mon who is a panda and also is an orange, and he like can roll himself up into a ball to look like a very large orange. But when he sleeps, he like unrolls, and I don't know, he's probably a grass type. I don't know. That's as far as I got. He's not, however, Jack Barlow from. I couldn't add that in. It was too cute to be Jack.
All right. We're now halfway there. 4 down, 4 to go. And perhaps we can do a labyrinth theme to get your juices flowing if you don't have Pokemon ideas.
No, labyrinth, huh?
Callison has sent us a image because Labyrinth Games in Baraboo has the actual doorknob from the Labyrinth movie on display.
Show me. Is that it? They just have the doorknob. Oh, the door knocker. Oh, okay. Yeah, and they have other stuff as well. But yeah, they got the knockers. Don't ask us. We're just the knockers.
Alright, so Possum, Red Shirt, Jack as Giant Panda, Winter Soldier as a Narwhal or Quirka, the Cats from Cactus Dog, SpongeBob and as a Sasquatch, an Iguanodon Fake Mon with the move Thumb War, Grass type Giant Panda as Jake, Ice type William Shatner, perhaps fighting with Gorn. Don Fan, because something about Don Fan, because it intrigues and was a favorite of many of yours. Roller Derby, Pokemon in a Roller Derby. Nigel is a dark fairy type.
All right, I'm running with one of those ideas.
So they're in Practisorsy. In the movie The Labyrinth, there's 2 doorknobs. Is it part of the riddle?
They're door knockers, and it is separate from the one of us tells the truth and one of us always lies. I believe Sarah encounters the knockers pretty early on. One of them has the ring in its mouth, and so it can't talk, and the other one has the ring through its ears, so it can't hear very well. And I don't really remember what the puzzle was there, except for that she eventually knocks.
Practisorsy does mention they think Don Fan would be right at home in the roller derby.
Because he rolls.
Oh, I'm sorry, Practicor. Her question of what knockers was actually a Young Frankenstein reference.
Oh.
Which Julian might have gotten if they were reading the chat, but Adam would not get.
No, I think that one would have gone past me because it's been a very long time since I've seen Young Frankenstein. Probably the last time I saw it was in my 20s at the theater. We were having a movie night after a show, and we watched Young Frankenstein. Because we are connoisseurs of art.
Are you now?
Yes. Well, I don't know if I am now.
Okay. Fizzgig. Wait, no, that's the wrong one. No, Fizzgig's in Labyrinth, isn't he? No.
No, Fizzgig is in
Dark Crystal.
Dark Crystal, yes. He's Kira's pet and the best character.
There's a dog guy on a dog.
Yeah, that's Sir Didymus.
Sir Didymus.
Sir Didymus is probably my favorite character after Jareth, of course.
I don't think Sir Didymus or his dog would make good Pokemon.
Sir Didymus kind of already is a Pokemon. Let's be real.
Firelight says that, of course, Julian is an art connoisseur. She's read many of my short stories now.
I have the Rabbit one purchased and it's up on my computer to read. I just need to actually sit down and read it because I'm very bad at reading things. That's why I have the voices read things for me. Yes?
Say something.
Say something. Talk, test. Test.
Okay, so I'm theorizing we may occasionally have to have some silence. What's coming back quicker? I don't know.
I'm sorry, everybody. I don't know what's going on tonight.
We could try to unplug and replug in the speaker.
I don't know what that would do to my audio, though. Did that help at all? Test.
No.
Phooey.
Are you at a full battery?
Yes.
We shall see. Alrighty. We're working on number 5. 3 more suggestions to go after that. Crew, what do we like? How do we wish to torture Julian tonight?
Julian's torturing herself. It's fine.
I am going to torture her by being more inebriated.
Oh, good.
I'm looking to top off a beverage. What should I do? You have, while I'm ignoring you, chat, you have this time to come up with all the brilliant ideas.
So that when Adam comes back, he'll be like, wow, these are all brilliant. And then I'll just continue to ignore them because I'm a terrible person.
She is indeed a terrible person.
It's true. Those are facts.
Fact. Singular fact. You being a terrible person is not facts, just facts.
Well, I mean, there's also the facts that Adam will come back and to all of your brilliant suggestions and be like, wow, these are amazing.
I suppose.
Sometimes I'm better at drawing fake than other times. Tonight I'm at it.
It's picking up the walking noises more.
That's weird.
Alright, catching up with chat. If the goal is to torture Julian, then I should send some of my writing instead. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. What about Toto as a flying type chilling in the tornado?
Toto's just chilling the entire time.
Could do different dog breeds as Pokemon.
Alright. It's not amazing, but it's fine. I drew Nigel as his dark fairy type self. But, like, it's fine. That move. It's fine. Not amazing, but fine. Luckily, he's asleep, so he can't be insulted by my rendition.
A couple other suggestions are a fire type giraffe.
Fire type giraffe?
Steel type ferret.
Ferrets are definitely not made of steel. They think they are. They are definitely not.
Firelight says Nigel is beautiful. And yes, the animals have figured out the time change by this point, largely because Nigel had started begging for supper an hour before supper anyway.
So I have a theory that Nigel never figured out the previous time change. So now he's correct again.
I see.
Alright, I like one of those ideas. I'm going with it.
Alright, so we've got number 6 is on the way. We have 2 more suggestions after this, crew. Prasicor says the animals are ahead of me then. Alright, so as my nightcap for the evening, I am trying a chai vodka mixed with a little bit of maple syrup, but this is the fanciest maple syrup you can ever have because it is bourbon barrel aged maple syrup that is aged with other spirits, and then they distill the liquor out and they have a leftover maple syrup. And it's for being really simple as just 2 ingredients, the vodka and the maple syrup, it turns out very well, actually. It's sweet, and you get the chai spice, and then you get the bourbon smokiness, and then yeah. I know I'm the only alcoholic here, though, so none of you care about it nearly as much.
You are not
as
an alcoholic, Adam. You're the only drinker here. Although I feel like Giorgio would if we let her.
If we left it out, she would definitely drink anything we left out. We could do various cryptids as a Pokemon, or like a cryptid using a type attack that they would have. Firelight says Moraine would be Deadpool the ferret if you let her.
She's not sturdy. Like, I know she seems like it, but she's the least sturdy ferret. You would not believe how many types of food I had to, like, try with her before we could find a type of food that she could eat that didn't give her ferret IBS. And I think we found one now, knock wood. She is just the least durable little critter.
But she loves knives and swords, just like Deadpool.
She does love weapons. That is very true. But she would not come back. She has no healing factor whatsoever. I am actually surprised that she has not managed to like off herself in some really stupid way already.
All right, we have a couple new suggestions. The Loch Ness Monster using dive.
That's just us every day.
Or we could have a psychic type elephant.
There kind of already is. Cause like there was one that was like
Is there?
there was one, maybe it's a ghost type. It was like called Muna or Muna or something like that. I've never used one, but it's kind of like it looks like a fetal elephant.
Elafis. And Ellen Chant.
Those are probably fake, man.
Okay. Elopathic.
Nope, fake, man.
There are a lot of people doing their own custom fandom artwork out here for psychic elephants, but I'm not finding an actual psychic elephant. Firelight says Moraine would be ferret pool, just like dog pool.
She'd come running up all awkward and weird looking. Running the way that she runs, and then she'd just bite Deadpool's ankles. That's her favorite activity. She doesn't like to play games with the other ferrets. She doesn't want to play with the toy, like we're gonna get the toy out and all the other ferrets play with it, and she's just like, nope, no idea what that is. Her favorite game is bite the human ankle, and then when the human runs away, you run after the human, and then when the human stops running, you bite their ankle again to make them run away. That's her. She'd chase me around the house. That's her favorite toy. Her favorite game, bite the human. And then she gets rewarded because I give her a treat to get her distracted so I can do something else.
Practicore says they think those are meant to be tapirs. I'm not sure what they're referring
Well, no,
to.
there's Drowsy and Hypno, and they are based on tapirs. But there's another critter. Maybe I'll try and look it up. That I thought was kind of based on like a fetal elephant. Munna? Maybe it's not. It just kind of looks elephant-esque, but it's not actually an elephant. Muuna. Does it evolve? Okay, I think it is a little bit based on a fetal elephant. I could be completely wrong about that though, because like its second evolution looks like it has a little elephant trunk.
All right, back to drawing, Julian. Back to the art minds.
Sorry, I'm looking at the elephant. Maybe the maybe elephant.
Firelight does laugh at Ferret Pool Energy. You're on her hit list.
She's forever by daring to be her loving mother. I am forever on her hit list. All right, here's your fire giraffe, everyone. I gave him stumpy legs because he needed to have a long neck, and there's only so much room on the postcard. So he's a stumpy leg fire giraffe.
Finally, stopped ignoring Firelight's suggestions.
I haven't been ignoring. I've been jumping off of. I've been using them as a springboard for inspiration, you see.
So we're down to 2 more.
What was there? There was another one, another fake mon recently.
Steel type ferret.
Before that.
Dog breed as Pokemon. Toto as a flying type.
Maybe
in
it was
a
that
tornado.
one. Maybe it was that one I was thinking of.
Nigel as the Fairy Dark. Roller Derby per Pokemon. Dawn fan.
No, I think it was the Toto one that I was thinking of.
Ice type William Shatner.
Ice type William Shatner. I think there was more to it, but I love how we just ended up with ice type William Shatner. I don't think William Shatner himself would be an ice type.
Firelight does think it was Toto that was the suggestion. And they clarify the idea was Bigfoot ice type Shatner.
I gotta draw fast before Adam's too far gone.
Crassicor says if Shatner were a Pokemon, he would demand a type be invented for him.
That's true. He'd be like, it has to be a Shatner type, and nobody else can be that type. But then they just make him a fairy type and not tell him.
Who is the Snakes on the Plane guy? Snakes on my motherfucking plane.
I know who you're talking about, but my brain is like leaving me.
Because he is the one that demanded a purple lightsaber. He's the one that would demand his own
Is that the same guy?
Pokemon type.
I don't know. I haven't seen the Snakes on a Plane movie.
I haven't seen the movie either, but I thought it was the same guy.
I don't know. Might be
Samuel Jackson. Yes. And so I think Shatner wouldn't demand his own Pokemon type. He'd just be a legendary Pokemon.
Nah, he'd demand his own type. He totally would. At this point in his life and career.
Ooh, is there a space type?
Not yet. There's theories that might be one of the new types. Because we haven't had a new type in a while, and so people are speculating.
Firelight like, he's really just a Yeti if you think about it.
How?
His hairy chesticles.
He doesn't have a hairy chest. He has a very smooth chest.
They waxed it for.
Yeah, but like, where's their Shatner with a hairy chest? Like, what movies have we ever seen where Shatner has a hairy chest? Never does. He's not famous for his hairy chest.
No.
No, absolutely not.
I tried Firelight. I said Bigfoot equals Yeti. Crassicor says, I once worked on a Fakemon fan game that was basically the Pokemon equivalent of Jurassic Park. And we invented
does not surprise
the
me even a little bit.
type for it.
It does not surprise me even slightly. Did you ever play that game Fossil Fighters? I've never played it, but I've seen stuff about it, and it seems like it would have been right up your street there, or even adults. Go back to it, see what it's about.
I'm waiting for them to say in 3 seconds that was the game they were working on.
Yeah, they worked on Fossil Fighters. Trying to draw a tornado is difficult.
It's just blowing wind.
Yeah.
What's so hard about?
Oh yeah, sure.
Wind?
Draw blowing wind, Julian. Just draw the wind. It's fine. Drawing wind is easy.
Crassicor disappoints me. They did not work on that one.
On Fossil Fighters.
In fact, somehow they missed it.
Well, you should go back and find it for like the DS or whatever it was for, and check it out.
Does Fossil Fighters have a cool theme song intro music?
I don't know. I don't think it was ever an anime. I think it was only a game. And Jaden Animations played it a while ago. Did an animation about it. That's how I know about it.
Did they like it, or
They
did they hate
did.
it like Digimon?
No, they liked it a lot. I mean, that's a little bit of a bop. Also, they're clearly trying to do the Pokemon menu theme song, but you know what? A bop. Also sounds a little bit like a Kirby menu theme song.
I'm getting a little bit of Chrono Trigger there too.
Very slightly, I could see that.
Like the intro, like the fair first day. If you're gonna copy, might as well copy the best.
Yep.
So if nobody quite understood that music, that was the
Start music?
the what?
The start music? Like the
I keep forgetting the name of the game.
Dino. Oh my god, I just said it. Fossil Fighters.
Fossil Fighters. That was the theme music for Fossil Fighters.
All right. Here he is. He's definitely a Pokemon. It's Chodo, the flying type. He's half of him is a tornado. And he picks up, I'm going to say that like his special ability is that he picks up items on the battlefield. So after you finish a battle, if you had him out, you have extra items.
All right. We are down to the last one of the night.
We almost made it, chat. All 7 of us together.
What shall it be? We've got the steel type ferret, dog breeds as Pokemon, roller derby, Don Fan, ice type Shatner, grass type Panda Jake, Iguanodon Fake Mon with the move.
Wait, Adam. I just had the funniest mental image of like, because Don Fan in a roller derby, he would be there because he rolls up and rolls along. But like, I just picture him and instead wearing roller skates. Just very awkward elephant Pokemon on roller skates.
We also have SpongeBob, the Yasquatch, the Cats from Katz's dogs, the Cats from Katz's Pokemon, Winter Soldier as a Narwhal or a Quarka, Jack as a giant panda, Psychic-type elephant, Possum Redshirt, Loch Ness Monster using dive.
But I want to know, Firelight, is when you come up with these ideas, do you actually like envision them in your head? Like, what would a Narwhal Winter Soldier look like? Or do you just put 2 words together? You're just like Mad Libs. What are 2 things that you would not think of going together? Smoosh. Now kiss. Sorry to disturb you, Adam. Did you have more?
Well, we're getting some upvotes for Moraine in her final form as Ferret Pool. Firelight does respond that it's both. It can be both.
It can be both, just combining 2 things like smoosh and also envisioning the things.
Yes.
So which one was the Narwhal? Because I'm trying to think of how you make a Narwhal the Winter Soldier, and I'm like, a Narwhal with a fake flipper?
Yes, or a Narwhal with just a fake robotic arm attached to the side.
Just got an arm for some reason. The rest of it is a perfectly normal Narwhal. He's got a human metal arm.
Also has Captain America's shield in its mouth.
Swimming away from Cap, who's chasing after it.
No, swimming away from America's ass. It's just an ass in the red, white, and blue.
Oh, I had one, and then it left me, and just like. What was the one that everybody was uploading? Oh, Moraine as.
In her final form as Ferret Pool.
Okay, well, I disagree that she'd be Ferret Pool, but I do have an idea for her final form that kind of bounces off of that. So once again, in true form for tonight's theme turns out to be Julian. Here's your suggestions, and goes off in a similar but different direction.
We do have a quick hello from Callison, who is stopping in between beers.
Hello, Callison. Drink responsibly out there.
Or make your cousin drink responsibly so they can drive you home and you don't have to be responsible.
This is the cousin who bought like liters and liters of alcoholic ice cream. I don't believe for a second that this guy has ever been a designated driver even one time in his life. Callison, can you confirm if you're still here?
We did have a vote for a Narwhal with a robotic tusk, or the Narwhal is cold and they liked the Robo Flipper idea. lucky. You're on your last one, or I pour myself another drink. That was far much better than I expected it to be.
I mean, we're home. What's to stop you?
Trying to be a responsible mod. Like, I almost missed that Firelight's like, most of Julian's ideas are almost what we suggested, except for Toto and the giraffe.
See, I did a couple.
A couple.
It's true.
Hmm. I'm curious. Poke the chat, since you can't make suggestions for Julian to draw anymore. I mean, you can, but she's probably going to ignore them. But I could write them down, and then I could bring them up on the next time we're here. But I have a question then for the chat to expand Adam's alcohol libations. Do any of you have a favorite cocktail or mixed drink I can try on a future stream? Firelight does mention a narwhal is a wintry animal, so it fits that they're a winter soldier. Quoquas is straight up ridiculous because they pose for photos with tourists and are super happy and chubby and chill.
They are very cute. They look like an animal that's like fake. They look like they shouldn't exist. Like, how are you a real animal?
I do agree with that they look like an animal that should not exist. Right. Well, the chat is not chatting, and I'm out of creative juices, so I'm going to taunt them by getting a sneak peek of what you're working on.
Can you guess what it is?
Is it a Redwall inspired?
Kind of. Don't give it away though.
Okay. I think the armor type is wrong. I think they would use more chainmail. Quick, erase it and draw 1,000 links.
You know how I do chainmail? I just draw the shirt and then I just do a couple of these just throughout.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yes.
What's going on, chat? Adam's ignoring you. Not much going on.
No, I've been keeping up. I asked them a prompting question. Do they have a favorite mixed drink or cocktail?
That's nobody. No drinkers in the bunch.
No one's. I would have thought at the very least they would find something that's like super strong, so that I have to drink it on the next one, and then it kicks my ass.
That's right. Y'all could be trolling Adam, and I'm a little bit disappointed that you're not.
It does mention that I should watch Worth a Shot O Watcher.
On Watcher, probably. Worth a Shot sounds like the name of a show.
Okay, the bartender gets a food and has to make it into a drink, like Doritos or a Big Mac. Worth a shot on Watcher. Okay, that makes sense now. I understand. And the worth a shot is a double entendre because he's making a drink and it's worth, so he's making a shot, and it's also worth a shot to try making a drink that is inspired by a food item. Firelight suggests or guesses that you are drawing Moraine as the Hulk. Prasicor says they don't know enough about alcohol. Do you not have a mixed drink that you enjoy? Do you not drink at all? Don't give Julie more credit than she's due.
Uh-oh. What are they giving me credit for?
She said you also did the Nigel suggestion.
It's true. I did do the Nigel suggestion. I didn't even modify it. I made him a fairy dark type. I didn't do a good job. I won't show it to him when he wakes up. He's never going to know.
So Prasicor says their favorite mixed drink is root beer mixed with more root beer. So is that like two different types of root beer? Like, do you mug root beer with Sprecker's root beer, or is it like the soda fountain one where you mix multiple sodas? Firelight says they don't drink. Worth a shot is their contribution to the conversation.
I got a lot of non-drinkers I've attracted. I'm okay with, because I also don't drink. Could you all really just like sense that about me, and you're like, yeah, Julian has no idea what she's talking about when it comes to alcohol. I always get to be the designated driver. It's great.
So I'm a member of the Frost Brew, and we appreciate all brewed beverages, including teas and root beers. Let me double check. So my favorite root beer is Sprecker's from Tap. So you have a local microbrewery that does their own root beer. And I have brewed my own root beer from a couple times in the past too, and quite enjoyed it.
Have you?
Yes.
Was I around for that?
No, before I met you.
Oh,
I
dude.
did it for high school.
You need to do it again. For me.
Could do. Make our own ginger ale. I'm sorry, Firelight. I'm not sorry. So Firelight's in Canada, so they have to change pop brands now. And I'm not sorry you're in Canada. I'm kind of a little bit jealous that you're in Canada.
Every American right now is like, please, why?
But I am sorry that you have to change pop brands. Prasicor drinks Barks. Like Barks is their favorite as a default, but there's a local company called Hosmer that does great soda, and that's their actual fave. Is Barks your go-to? Are those
Barks? I think is the caffeinated one.
Oh, they're
so
the caffeinated
I don't
one.
drink.
You have to avoid.
No, I'm kind of okay with whatever type of root beer. Really, I don't necessarily have a favorite one, but Sprecker's is great. I do like Sprecker's. I actually prefer some of their other flavors. Like I love their orange dream soda and their cherry. It's like all of their sodas are good. All right, here she is in her actual final form as a knight with a sword. Appreciate her banner. I'll leave her up extra long so everyone can appreciate her banner. She fights for the Order of the Chomp. Brave and mighty warrior for the Order of the Chomp.
All right. I think we're caught up with the chat, other than that Firelight likes A&W root beer. If you want to go back through a list of all of them. And I will have, now that I'm done being responsible, one more drink.
Oh, good.
It was tasty.
I have to take your word for it, because they all taste nasty to me. That's why I don't drink. They just taste gross. Why would you drink something that tastes gross? I don't get it. Yuck. Firelight says that Moraine is Daenerys Targaryen or whatever her name is. Mother of Dragons, Order of the Chomp. All right, everyone. Well, it was a bit of a quieter night and a little bit all over the place, but we got through it together, like the team that we are. But unless anybody has any last things they want to say, I will probably go ahead and end our stream. And Adam will drink, and I might play video games. We'll see. Just give everybody
Might play video games.
I don't know. I might do responsible things, but the sun has gone down, and therefore the responsible thing abilities have also just like decreased drastically. So,
how about irresponsible things, though?
Yeah, video games.
All right.
Should I instead try to memorize more of my lines? Yes. Will I probably play video games? Also, yes. Yeah, quiet. It was a quiet stream night.
But we did get, I think, Firelight got 2 of their suggestions in the end.
At least. Order 13, the video game? No. I don't actually play horror games. I watch other people play horror games. But I am playing Avowed, which is a fantasy game. And at least I stopped playing Dragon Age long enough to play Avowed, probably, and then I'm just going right back to Dragon Age. But it's okay. I wouldn't rush out and buy it as a fantasy game player. It's not doing anything new. It's not.
We get it for free because we have Game Pass.
We have Xbox Game Pass.
So for free, it's a great game.
Yeah, for free, totally holding my attention. But like, if it goes off of Game Pass before I finish it, I'll probably just wait for it to go on sale to finish it. I'm not gonna pay full price. It hasn't got my attention so hard that I need to pay full price for it. But it does have the voice actor for Garrus in it, and so as a result, that character's never leaving my party. Like, I watch videos about it, and they're like, yeah, this character kind of becomes useless by the end because you get better characters. And I'm like, nope. There's no such thing as better characters than this guy. He's got Garrus's voice. And kind of Garrus's personality, so he's like a win. All right, let's see.
Is it possible for a voice actor to be typecast?
Right. As weird alien guys that everyone wants to bang. He's a fish man in this one. And still hot. Hot fish man. The moral compass.
Is this the Shape of Water hot fish man, or
no? He's not quite so like frilly, and he does wear clothes. But he is a hot fish man. Yep. Firelight says they think they got 3 postcards. Oh, you're right. We need to see all the postcards. Good thing you remembered.
I tried to remind her. She ignored me.
Oh, did you win?
I did. Go through. I said you should go through the list of all the things.
Oh, I missed that. I thought you meant that you wanted to go through the list of the things that people had suggested for next time or something. All right, we'll go.
Don't worry, I'll bring up Ice Shatner next time.
We have 9 people watching. So 2 people showed up just for the very end. All right, so first we have a Sleepy Possum who's also a Star Trek fan. So they're wearing their Star Trek T-shirt and they have their Star Trek mug. They might be William Shatner. They look like a tired William Shatner if he was a possum. Next, we have Bagel the dog, just a portrait of Bagel the dog that we met at the vet's office, and he has a bagel. I assume this is how he got his name. Then we have a Meryl and a horsey frolicking together. This is a terrible drawing of both of those Pokemon. I'm sorry in advance to whoever gets that card. Then we have a panda Pokemon who is also an orange, a sleepy orange panda boy. Then we have Nigel as a fairy dark type Fakemon. This looks like it's probably his evolved form. I bet she's got like a really cute little kitten form too. And then we have this fire type giraffe Fakemon. Toto as a flying type Fakemon with a tornado. Note that there's a tiny cow within the tornado. Don't ask questions. And finally, we have Moraine in her true form as a knight of the Order of the Chomp. Truly magnificent. All right. Okay, for real this time, we shall say goodbye to everyone. I'll give the chat just a second, just in case anybody has any parting words, and then we will depart. Fearless Moraine. She is fearless, which is a problem. Because she's also got about 2 brain cells, and both of them tell her to chomp.
No. One of them tells her to get something sharp.
Your parting word is sprungo. I'm sure that's a reference to something that I'm not getting, but it's a good parting word, I feel.
Sprungo.
Sprungo. Spungo? No, there's no R. I'm dyslexic. Spungo.
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 I prefer sprungo over spungo.
Nope, totally random. So is it even a word? Someone should explore. Or are you doing a William Shakespeare and making up words? Piffle is my word of choice when somebody says for me to say a word. Piffle.
My favorite current word is breadsmith.
Those are 2 words, and don't give that away, Adam. I'm using that later. I also like hooliganism. Hooliganism is one of my favorite words because it's very fun to say and also implies shenanigans. All right, y'all. Looks like we are ready to go. I will see all of you next time. Adam, are you ready for the goodbye?
Always ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
And stream.